The French international released this statement saying, "I've decided to leave, see other things, have other challenges, and with great difficulty, this is what I feel I need." Jules, where's he going?
That's the big question, Dan. I think there's a lot of big European clubs who will be interested in him. He's 28, his release clause is 120 million euros if you buy him before June the 30th, and I think for that price, it's a bargain for a player of his talent, of his caliber. And I think a team like Manchester United could do with him. A team like Chelsea, if they can recruit, could do with him. A team like Paris Saint-Germain, if they sell Edinson Cavani, can do with him as well. And many others. However, I think he has his heart set out on a move to Barcelona. He was very close of joining the Catalans last summer, and in the end decided to stay at Atletico Madrid. But he had already an agreement in place with the Catalans. And I think that agreement is still very much valid now. They want a striker, they need a striker. And I think it looks to me very much like he will join Barcelona in the summer.
Jules, isn't this a little embarrassing considering we were sat here, 12 months ago after you went to great extravagance to put together that long video saying that he was staying, yet a year later, that video's in the trash and he's off?
Yeah, and you do wonder if that video, by the way, produced by Gerard Piqué and his production company, if maybe somewhere, somehow, there was not maybe an agreement or something in Griezmann's head that it would only stay one more season at Atletico Madrid, hopefully reaching the Champions League final to be played at their stadium and maybe winning it this time after two losses in the finals against Real Madrid in previous seasons. It didn't happen that way because obviously they got knocked out by Juventus and Cristiano Ronaldo earlier, much earlier than Griezmann anticipated. And with the departure of Godin as well, who is like an older brother to Griezmann, and we saw him in tears when Diego Godin announced his departure from Atletico Madrid. It really felt like it was the end of a cycle and that it was the right time for him to go as well. We've heard since March that his agent were offering him around in big clubs in Europe, that there was a lot of discontent in how Atletico Madrid was running, and even with Diego Simeone as well. And it's no surprise then that he's announcing that he's leaving tonight.
The fact that he made a video last year after keeping everybody hanging on to tell people he was staying tells you everything you need to know that he's Charlie Big Potatoes. And he's made another, and I don't disagree, he's a fantastic player. He's made another video today, by the way, and he waited till after the last home game of the season because he couldn't stand the stick he probably get from Madrid fans. Fortunately, some club's going to get a man whose talent matches his arrogance. So that's going to work well. I don't disagree about he should leave. I thought he should have left last year. But, you know, don't make some big nonsense video to tell him you're staying. This is great. You should thank me. I'm staying. A year later, then he decides to do it the opposite way. It's just nonsense.
Barcelona, the right destination?
It seems to be, yeah. I think there's no question they're looking to replace Suarez. And Griezmann really seems to be the answer. Can you imagine Griezmann and Messi together? Yeah. I can. Little 1-2s, little balls in behind. So I would be shocked if it wasn't Barcelona. But if I was PSG, I would get Neymar out the door tomorrow and get Griezmann in.
Would you?
Absolutely.
Why is that?
Well, what's Neymar done since he went to PSG? All he's done is cause problems. He hasn't done it on the field. Certainly hasn't done it when it's mattered. Extortionate amount of money to buy him and then to pay him. There's teams that would take Neymar. I would get rid of Neymar and I would get Griezmann in.
Jules, is that even possible?
I don't think PSG want to sell Neymar this summer anyway. So the only way that Griezmann could end up in Paris is if Edinson Cavani leaves, which is a possibility right now. I think there's a lot of people at the club in Paris who are wondering about Cavani's future, at his age as well. And you would get a younger player in Griezmann, a Frenchman as well, a World Cup winner, and etc. And I think that will appeal to PSG. But in terms of Neymar, he's staying for sure at least another year.
Griezmann, he's obviously a very, very good player. Do I see him as a replacement for Suarez? Suarez is a player that loves to run in behind. He's always looking to run in behind. He's threatening the back of defenders. I'm not sure that's the role that Griezmann likes to play. He's more of somebody that comes off and tries to link up with another centre forward. If Messi's playing that little bit deeper, I still think they'd need another player that wants to run in behind. It also looks like the end of Coutinho because Coutinho hasn't done very well at Barcelona. So maybe Griezmann could come in off that left-hand side, almost with Suarez still up front and play on the left-hand side of a front three, but not too wide. But I don't see him as an out-and-out centre forward.
If he wants to leave, if it's only Spain, then fine. But I actually think, Liverpool would be a fantastic destination for him. Liverpool are a club now that are very much on the up again.
To play instead of who? Who would you put him in the team instead of?
Well, no, you can aid in a bet to Roberto Firmino, who also likes to drop deep into, but he hasn't. I mean, I just think Antoine Griezmann in that Liverpool side, and Liverpool are a huge club.
Yeah.
They're now fighting for league titles with the best team, best squad in Europe, Man City. 2 back-to-back Champions League finals. I don't know if I've got enough money to do it, but I wouldn't go to Man United if Man United.
Isn't that crazy? Like a player of this calibre, and we're not even discussing United as an option because that's how far they've
Well,
fallen.
Liverpool. Well, no, but you're putting Liverpool in mind. Liverpool are a huge club.
No, of course. That's what I'm saying. We're not talking about United.
This is not. I don't think that's a stupid thought to say. No, they would be in the market for whether it's financially viable. I don't know. However, you talk about the little 1-2s with Messi and that. You look at that front three. Could he fit in there? So we'll talk about improving the bench. For Liverpool, they've got Alexis Sturridge and Origi at the moment. It might mean Firmino might have to miss out some games, or Salah would might.
Liverpool have changed the tactics at times earlier on in the season when they played Salah as the centre forward. They brought Shaqiri onto the right hand side. They could still do that with Griezmann playing in behind Firmino.
It's all
and
timing.
still played Salah on the right hand side.
Most transfers and stuff are all about timing, and I think this is for Liverpool. It's the wrong time.
Yeah.
Firmino absolutely is still the guy, and I think it would be a bad move to move him out, Firmino, right now, because you can't go and buy this guy and not play him most weekend.
But you could play the two together. So, Firmino in the hole and Griezmann up top, or Firmino up top and Griezmann in behind.
Right, well that means then you're going to Salah's getting that.
No, Salah and Mane still play. It's one of the midfield players that you leave out.
But that's not how Liverpool play. He likes his three in the middle to be getting the ball for the front three. I mean, it's just bad timing. It would be great, yes, as a straight swap for Firmino. And yes, Liverpool need a bigger and better squad. But the balance between spending 120 million on a Griezmann and having him on the bench or Firmino on the bench, would that work?
Julian mentioned Chelsea as well, but at the moment, would people go to Chelsea? I'm not sure they would at the moment.
But one second. But you're saying, would that work? Man City are not worried about that. Man City are not worried whether it will work. If Vincent Kompany or Leroy Sané or David Silva or Bernardo Silva or Riyad Mahrez have to sit in the bench, then he's making it work.
Yeah.
Hence, he has the squad to go 100 points and 98 points.
Well, you have Aguero and you buy Jesus, but Jesus is a young player. So I think you can get away with having Jesus playing second fiddle to Aguero, who's been there, seen it, done it, got championship medals, the whole 9 yards, because Jesus knows that in a couple of years' time he's going to be starting. You can't say that about Griezmann.
But he's not going to Liverpool. I'm just saying, no, I don't think he's. But I'm just saying that's the kind of quality player. If they really want to push on, whether it be a player of that quality in defence and midfield, if they really want to get to City, they're going to have to do that.
So obviously Barcelona the favourite destination for him. But can they actually afford Griezmann, Julian, considering what they've already signed De Jong? There's rumours they're going to get De Ligt as well. Could this all depend on whether or not they can offload Coutinho somehow?
I think so. I think the departure of Coutinho would probably bankroll the arrival of Antoine Griezmann, and that release clause that we mentioned of 120 million euros then becomes affordable. If not, if Coutinho stays or if they can't sell Coutinho, then it's a bit harder. Also, what we have to keep in mind is that the wage bill at Barcelona is already huge. And last year, when he decided to stay at Atletico Madrid, Griezmann signed that enormous new deal with Atletico that made him one of the highest paid players, not just in Spain, but also in Europe. I think it's something like on £450,000 a week. Can Barcelona have that in their wage bill? They will have to find some space somewhere. I believe Coutinho is not the only player they will sell anywhere. I think people like Andre Gomez, maybe another of the midfielder like Rakitic, maybe a few of them are going to go. So there will be room financially, but they will have to be careful on how they balance their books too.
For more, sign up now for ESPN Plus.